On this episode of Geek Dad Life, we're going to restore a vintage Kenner Real Ghostbusters Ecto-1A from this to this. Hey everybody, and welcome to Geek Dad Life. It's your host, Jay Gladfelter here. Anybody that knows me knows that I am a huge fan of Ghostbusters, and especially Kenner's Real Ghostbusters toy line. I have collected the figures really since I was a kid. And while I am not a completist on that original Kenner RGB line, there are definitely still some fantastic toys from that toy line that I have yet to add to my collection. One of those is the Ecto-1A. Now, I plan on doing a full history of that Ecto-1A video after this restore video. So whenever I do post that history of video, the link for it will be right here. So one of the difficult things about having a vintage Ecto-1A in your collection is all of these stickers that were added to essentially the same sculpt and mold as the original Ecto-1 vehicle from the Kenner line. So it took a long time of just scouring the internet, scouring Evil Bay, toy shows, stuff like that to find the right candidate that was still as mint condition as possible, still had as much of the original color as possible, and still had as many of the original stickers as possible, while still being affordable, which is getting harder and harder as these original Kenner Real Ghostbusters figures continue to go up in price. Finally, I was able to find this example on eBay a few months ago, and I picked it up for under $40, which I think is a pretty good price for Ecto-1s and 1As in this current market. Tools needed for this resto is fairly simple: a Phillips screwdriver, as well as a black stick just to kind of help either apply the stickers and thread the string of the ghost wrench through the hull of the Ecto-1A. Also, since I can't do a full bath on this vehicle, as I'm trying to save the original stickers, I'm only going to use a Mr. Clean Magic Eraser, which really should take care of most of the sticker residue as well as some of the paint marks on the car. Things that I am adding to this car are, one, the new stickers that need to be applied for the ones that are missing, and those I ordered from Zacparis out of Australia. I'll post a link to his eBay page. Really, I think they do the best replacement stickers that you can buy. The only downfall really is that if you're in the States, is that it's all the way in Australia. So it generally takes a long time to get the stickers, and it's even more so now in this COVID world that we live in. So that's for the stickers. And then instead of going for the gunner seat that goes on top of the car like the Ecto-1 does, one of the big things that always bummed me out about the Ecto-1A that Kenner did is the roof rack was not as elaborate as the Ecto-1A was in the movie. Well, Flynn's Garage, a kind of 3D printing, customizing company, actually solved that problem. They made a really cool roof rack accessories kit. I'll also post a link to their Facebook page below. So I will be adding that kit to my existing Ecto-1A to make it look more like the one we saw in the film. They also do a little bumper kit as well to make the bumper look more like the Ecto-1A that we saw in the movie. So those are the tools, those are the things that we're going to be adding on, and let's get right to it. Okay, so first things first, I want to take this shell off its base here, mainly to kind of get in and be able to clean and dust the entire car, and it'll also allow easier restoration of the wrench application. So parts that I'm going to be working with here, I collect. If I find them, I just pick them up. So I've got a whole bunch of Ecto-1 and Ecto-1A accessories to work with here. And I think, you know, we're gonna kind of find our best candidates once we get to replacing the parts on this Ecto-1A. So first, let's remove the car frame from the base. Now, it's pretty simple. But you only have 3 Phillips head screws, and they're kind of the classic Phillips head screws or Kenner screws that any Kenner toy from the 80s would come with. Now again, I just look at the quality, like the how preserved this plastic is. Again, this is usually really yellow and really beat up. Also, look at the tires. The tires are in really good condition. So, I don't know if this, I don't think this was ever taken outside or played with outside, which is super rare. Like, look, there's no wear on these tires. There's no wear on the bottom. And, you know, if you collect these, you know, these get completely beat up all the time. So, you know, maybe that's how, while the stickers aren't in the best condition, how it still remains so new looking. All right, so let's start with taking out the screws out of the bottom. I have a lot of people ask this question. Let me get the doors, we'll fall out pretty easy at that point. So what you wanna do is you wanna pull up this way, and then the back end of the car should pop out. Now, it can get kind of stuck in there, so you kind of wanna wiggle it, but you don't want it too hard because you don't wanna break the plastic, but that's what you wanna do. You just wanna pull it out away from the back of the vehicle. All right. So we're gonna hold on to these 3 screws. We don't wanna lose those, so put those in a safe spot. Again, really, dashboard's in really good shape. Here is another one of my spare parts. Just comparing one that is aged a lot more and has been beat up a lot more. So again, shows it's a really good one to work with here. Here's the original doors. And here is the fin. So we try and match as close as possible with our extra fin pieces. So we'll match to that as best as possible. And then we've got the actual bottom frame that the chair sticks to. You can remove this chair as well. It kind of pops out, but I'm not gonna do that. Again, it's really clean, so there's not much I'm gonna do to this level here. Just gonna take a kind of Swiffer duster. It does a really good job. There's not much that needs to be fixed here. Now, there's a little bit of residue where the license plate frame is, but I may just put the Ecto-1 thing on it. There's not much there at all. Let's add our first upgrade with the Flynn's Garage red bumper. All right, now this Ecto-1 sticker is a little bit bigger than the kind of indentation in the bumper allows, which is the same on the vintage counterparts. So I'm using the back edge of this black stick to kind of push it in and kind of make it line up with the indentation in that red bumper. All right, and now we're gonna attach this bumper to the Ecto-1A. No glue is needed. It's actually printed to kind of snugly fit into this little kind of recess area of the back end of the bumper where the, back hatch kind of opens up into. So it's going to be snug. I recommend kind of going straight in with it and then just kind of like pushing it into place. And then once it's how you like it, you're good to go. Next up, we are going to kind of repair the broken or lost wrench function of the Ecto-1A. I'm just going to cut off the remaining bit of the string that attaches to the bottom part of the mechanism, and then we are going to thread a spare wrench system that I have that still has the string. It does not have the little clip anymore, so I'm just going to tie it into the little hole there at the bottom of the that spool mechanism. The last bit of work to do on the bottom half of the Ecto-1A is attaching the front license plate, which is not too hard. It actually fits the size of the sticker pretty well. And there we go, it looks good. Now that the bottom is done, we can move on to the outer shell. All right, so big fan of Mr. Clean Magic Erasers. It does a great job of kind of getting stuff off, especially if you're doing kind of a partial cleaning here. We want to be able to keep the stickers that are existing intact, so we can't just go like full on blast the crap out of this thing and clean it off. No, we kind of have to target certain specific areas, and really I'm just gonna see if I can get a lot of this just kind of leftover dried up residue from the stickers that have fallen off. So let's see how we do with that. And luckily it is working really well. That magic eraser is magic. So really, again, all I'm trying to do is just get little paint marks, paint rubs, and sticker residue. Now, this is a big one. This is a big, ugly one right here. So we'll see how well we can get this up. Now I'm getting really close right here. So I do want to try to protect it as best as I can. Oh, if you haven't done it already, make sure to hit that like button, hit subscribe, and click on that bell icon to be notified when the latest episode of Geek Dad Life drops. So it looks pretty good. Again, as you can see, it's already kind of starting to come up now because I was going in pretty close. So I dare not go a little bit closer to that, but overall it looks much better. You can see a little bit of the residual sticker residue there. Maybe I will apply one of these stickers to maybe cover up a little bit of that, you know, basically replace the splat sticker, the ectoplasm, pink ectoplasm sticker that was attached there. And yeah, the only other spot is this little bit right here. Door. This looks, yep, pretty easy. There's also some on the sticker here, but again, I can't do that without potentially destroying it. Now, this kind of caution stripes here is still pretty nicely intact, but above the doorway, they have both come off. So just trying to make sure that's as clean as possible so we get a good application of the new stickers. And then the "We're Back" signs, most of it is still intact except for that one little piece. So I'm gonna try and keep the stuff that's there, and then just make sure this little spot is clean as possible. Now, one criticism I'll have of the Zacparis set is the "We're Back for Hire." It does not include the little black connector that goes right there. So luckily, this vintage Ecto-1A still had both black stickers there to kind of complete the look, so to speak. All right, now I think it's time to focus on sticker application to the main body here. So we'll start with the thing we just finished. So we will start right there. Now again, it's always a danger putting new stickers next to old stickers. Sometimes it just doesn't translate well. especially if the car is yellowed, they'll really stick out like a sore thumb. But for that one, looks pretty good. But yeah, so like you can see how this original one's yellowed next to the white of the new. And luckily, again, this example is in the plastic's in really good condition. It's still very white, but you know, one that is yellowed, these like, you know, brand spanking new stickers that are super white are gonna contrast a lot. All right, so we've got that one. Now we got to put the caution stripes above the doorway. So let's do that next. Again, for me, I know there's going to be some difference, but I do want to try to have it blend in with the vintage stickers as best as possible. All right, other missing stickers from this side are the Call Us up on the front end of this fender. I do have to place this Call Us sticker further up on the fender because those little kind of no ghost logos were put up higher on that fender. You can still kind of see the difference there in the color. But overall, and just from a sitting far away, looks pretty good. All right. I believe that is everything for this side. So again, the kind of light bar sign is complete. We do need to add the caution striping here and another Call Us sticker right here. So we'll start with the caution striping. Last Call Us. Now, I definitely want to try and have it as centered as possible with the other one. So I'm definitely going to be eyeballing this, which results may vary when doing it this way, but I think it's just how I'm going to go with it. So the Call Us is going to go in the opposite direction, but I still want it to be even, so I'm going to use, in this case, my black stick to keep it kind of even with the other one. Use my hands. So before I push it down, about the same right there and about the same right there. So that's good enough for me. I don't expect perfection, I do want it to be close. Again, I do want to make sure it's as applied as firmly as I can. And yeah, boom. I think it looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. All right, now, the doors, their stickers are in pretty good shape. Now, they didn't change the molding whatsoever, so it's the same mold as the normal Ecto-1, which is a flaw because the sticker, or the kind of recessed hole here, is for the just the Ghostbusters 1 logo to fit in that was on Ecto-1. So it'd have been cool if they would have molded us some new doors that would have kind of held the Ghostbusters 2 Ecto-1A style logo better, but they did not. And here's an example of an Ecto-1A door where the sticker has fallen off, which is the case a lot of the time, mainly because this kind of recessed spot here for the Ghostbusters logo, the sticker decal, whatever you want to call it, doesn't sit flush. It kind of sinks in. But luckily, again, with this example of the Ecto-1A, we have the original stickers still intact. So not much to do there, aside from there is a little bit of crayon or paint or something that is marked up the top. So we'll just do a quick little magic eraser here. That should be pretty easy. Just tidy up. Yep, comes off
super easy. So we're just gonna kind of just spot clean these doors. Most of it is covered by the decal, so I want to avoid any damage, extra damage compared to the damage that has already been done over the years to these stickers. Which again is just, it's a flaw in the design of using the same exact mold with a new sticker sheet. Whew. All right, now it didn't come with a door, a back door, but luckily I have, again, out of my collection of parts here, I have a few back doors. This one I haven't used yet because if you look, they actually use the door Ghostbusters logo on the back instead of the smaller one that would go there. But anyway, I actually have a Ecto-1A door that has all the stickers still. It matches the color of the car really well, which is hard. So kind of lucked out there. It's a little bit dusty. So I'm just gonna do a little dusting here, see if you just pick up any easy to grab dirt. And then I may do a little bit of a magic erase here on the non-sticker side, just to get a little bit of extra cleanup here. But again, I do want to be careful and avoid, you know, any damage to the existing decals. But still looks pretty. All right, so we got those pieces. Now we have to just kind of find a good match for the lone fin that my Ecto-1A came with. Luckily, I don't know why, I just seem to find them all the time. And again, I've been collecting Ghostbusters toys for over 20 years, so this is not like I just found these in one spot. It's just over time I have amassed a pretty good collection of fins. So we will kind of just compare and see what is the closest color match to this original, or the one that comes with this one. Now this would be nice because again, it's obviously, this one's from an Ecto-1A because it has a sticker, but I don't know if you can tell it on the camera, but this one is definitely darker than this one. Again, I don't think this one was ever played with. So I'm gonna have to try and find the nicest non-played with fin, and it'll also have to be the right direction too. So if you notice, this one goes on that side because we have the little kind of circle marks from when it was pulled from the mold. So this one is the right side, but not a great color match. Again, right side, but this one is broken. It's missing the tip. Again, looks like it was a Ecto-1A. It's like somebody kind of did a crappy sticker removal there. Right side, but darker. Better than the other one though, so I'm gonna put that to the side here. This one's pretty good. A little bit of wear here on the side, but a pretty good match. So that's the best one so far. This one would be great, but unfortunately it's got a little, it's been bent right there, probably when whoever took that off. Nope, much darker red. And this one has a lot of age to it as well. So this one looks to be the best option that we have. It's not perfect, but it's never an exact science. All right, so we will rest back in the parts bin for another Ecto-1 that I find in my travels. I'll just try to make sure this thing's as clean as can be. So we'll put that on once we get to it. All right, now it is time to reattach the bottom half of the Ecto-1A to the top. Make sure we have our 3 screws still. And we will go from there. So if we started here and then ended there, we're gonna start on the back and just kind of line it back up again. And remember, now we have this back bumper piece to deal with, contend with. There we go. Pop it back in. Make sure, you want to make sure these little tabs line up right here, and they do, so that's good. Oh, forgot to put the dashboard in, my bad. So you definitely want to make sure that's in there. Luckily it's not too hard if you miss that step, and then it'll go right in. I don't know if you can see it, probably should have done that before, but it'll line up here on these front pegs. All right, back in now with the dashboard. All right, and then we're just gonna screw the screws back in, which is pretty easy. We don't wanna overturn, we just wanna, once we start getting resistance, stop. That is especially true if this is, if you notice a lot more yellowing, that means the plastic has aged more. Just double checking, make sure it all looks legit. It does. How's our little bumper add-on look? Looks pretty good. All right. Now we gotta put our doors back on. So in my experience, start with the bottom nub and then kind of pop it into the top there. I feel like there's these two little teeth, hold it in. So that's definitely, so start with the bottom and pop it right in, boom. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. All right. Same on the other side, start with the bottom, and now pop it back. Now again, I didn't mention before, I love how there's this extra little sticker here. I don't know, is that Food Fighters maybe? I don't know, but I'm leaving that there. It's a cool little touch. Some kid probably put that there, we don't know why. Boom. All right, for the back door. So again, just start with one side in and then just kind of push it in like that. Looks good. All right, now let's do our fans. And fans. So we kind of want to do front a little bit and then pop it in like that. Same deal here. Just pop it in. Boom. How about that? Looking sharp. All right, now the last little piece that I'm gonna pick, usually the vintage one would have the chair that goes on the top, but I wanted to go for something different. So I am adding the Ecto-1A roof rack kit from Flynn's Garage. Now it is a little pricey, so this is definitely like a bit of a luxury here to put it on. But I really dig it. The only part that didn't really work out for me was the kind of light bar attachments would go on the side. But they broke off, which I'm actually fine with because I think I want to keep the vintage ones as in here. But it's pretty simple. You just stick it right here on top of the roof, and that's it. That's all there is to it. All right, and now let's, and then the last cool piece is a satellite dish. Again, it's 3D printed. And then it goes into the hole. Ta-da!
And there we go. It is finished, and look at how great this thing turned out. Really, it couldn't have gone better. I think it looks great. I love that we were able to keep it as true to the vintage Ecto-1A as possible by saving most of, actually all the stickers that were still on the toy. And then the ones that we added, the new stickers, look really close. They blend right in, I would say, aside from the Call Less sticker, which is definitely more white than the more aged stickers of the original. Going side by side with a vintage Ecto-1, you can see how different this one looks with that added roof rack and bumper accessory made by Flynn's Garage. I think those turned out great, and I am perfectly fine with removing the light bars like I did to kind of showcase the original ones where they kind of use stickers on the original Ecto-1 mold. I find it charming, so I'm perfectly okay with that. But if you want it to be even more screen accurate, you just leave those light bars the way they are from Flynn's Garage. What do you think of this restoration? Did I do enough or did I do too much? Let me know in the comments down below. And like I said, I'll be doing a full history of Kenner's Ecto-1A from the real Ghostbusters toy line later on. And again, there will be a link right here once I post that video. Definitely check out some of my other videos, like one of my most recent ones and this one that YouTube wants you to check out. And until next time, hasta luego and goodbye.